Now to the one who works, his wages are not counted as a gift, but as his due. And to the one who does not work, but believes in him who justifies the ungodly, his faith is counted as righteousness. Just as David also speaks of the blessing of the one to whom God counts righteousness, apart from works. Blessed are those whose lawless deeds are forgiven, and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man against whom the Lord will not count his sin. I love what Paul does here. He's coming to them at a place that they're going to listen. He's going to name drop. He's going to mention Abraham. Abraham was a big deal, their forefather. And so he knows that if he brings up Abraham and proves his point with Abraham, there's going to be a person is not justified by words or works of faith. Abraham was not just justified by works, because works cannot qualify a person to glory before God. Notice what is said in verse 2. Again, allow me to read it. For if Abraham was justified by works, he has something to boast about, but not before God. If Abraham had been justified by works, then he would be qualified to glory before me. All the works that Abraham did, he would be okay to come and say, yes, I deserve this glory. But he would not be qualified to this glory before God. Think about this, the logic, the clarity of this matter. No one is ever qualified to glory before God. No act, no work, or combination of the two could ever elevate Abraham's belief and counted his belief as righteousness. It was not Abraham's works, but rather his faith that God took and then counted as righteousness. It was all an act of God. Therefore, all glory belonged to God, not Abraham. Abraham believed. His works were great. We're thankful for them. I've heard about it. They definitely did it at the church I was raised in. Sunday School Perfect Attendance Award. Did anyone get one? I got one. Guess who doesn't get into heaven because I got a perfect attendance award? Also me. Doesn't matter. It matters. God's going to use that. All those days and Sundays in Sunday school, all the things that the teachers would teach us and all the people that poured into me, it mattered that I was there, but that didn't save me. My belief, my faith in Christ is what saves me. We are saved by faith. That is, God takes our faith and then counts it as righteous. And this has to be the case. There is no other way. None of us are worthy to live in the presence of God. Not one of us. Not one of us. However, and I love this however, God is love. So what God does then is takes a person's faith, any two reasons that I would like to present to you this morning. First, God loved everyone with a perfect love. God wanted everyone to live with him in a perfect state of being throughout all eternity. God is perfect. Therefore, he alone can provide the only perfect way for us to live in his presence. We could not come up with it on our own. We could not scheme for anyone that can get you into God's presence. And it is by belief and surrender to him that we're able to do that. Our faith in him. Second, again, I said that